as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Washington football team. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Ezekiel Elliott, the ball.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. 19 carries, 80 yards.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
A gain of 6 there on first.
The pickup of 6.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end Jarwin. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
At the 36-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. The drive keeps moving.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up
and the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Prescott gets this to the tight end Jarwin. And he coughed it up. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes Washington here offensively, and their man under center, Dwayne Haskins, the number 15 pick out of Ohio State in 2019.
And for Dwayne Haskins, a little bit of an uneven season for the former first-round pick. 7 starts as a rookie. Team went 2-5 in those games, but I did see him get better. I thought his last couple of starts were his best ones of the year. He's a guy with big potential, big arm, but remember, was just a 1-year starter in college as well. Plenty of experience yet to be gained.
First carry for Darius Geis. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Number 29, Darius Geis.
A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 11 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Short throw pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
21-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll look to throw right away. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
To Antonio Gibson.
2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
1st down, Washington.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And the Washington 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Thomas, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now to Geis. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It was Jalen Smith who worked through to make that stop.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Haskins. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss. And it'll bring up 3rd down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That's good.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Draw play, Elliott. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Oh, boy. They came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Prescott from the gun. This to Jarwin. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. These two teams all tied after one.
Tied 7-7.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. The give is to Elliott, and he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
31-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
It's caught, Cooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Tackle made by Chase Young.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 5 now. Prescott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Geis, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Slings this deep from McLaurin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Amari Cooper and the Cowboys set to take over once again. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you can do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
First and 10.
So first and 10 now from the 30. A first down carry by Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. Looking to throw. Prescott. Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. And Zerline's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
Different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Haskins pass.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
4-yard line.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
They'll take over.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things...
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field.
First and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to make this a close game again. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Cowboys take over first and 10. At their own 27.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. 3rd and 11, and some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Able to spin free. So we've hit halftime on Turkey Day here in Dallas. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy Thanksgiving again to everybody at home as we take a look ahead to what's coming up both later today and this weekend. Good matchups all up and down the schedule there. We'll highlight the one in Cincinnati. A big test coming up for the Bengals as they get set to take on the visiting New York Giants. Then later, they'll let the sun die down a bit in Tampa. A late start here in Florida, where it'll be the Buccaneers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. 6, go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
17 yards.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the handoff, it's Geis. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And it's third down.
Now it's Haskins. And that is incomplete.
Haskins' pass intended for Calvin Harmon. Incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Now on fourth down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Chase Young on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They go to Elliott again. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
There's 6 DBs on the field for Washington on third down. On third down, it's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the first down marker. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And they begin this drive in very precarious field position inside their own 5.
And remember, this is a defense that's already scored once in this game, so you've got to really take care and make sure that you're blocking these guys and trying to wedge the ball out from the shadow of your own end zone.
Antonio Gibson, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. To throw again, Haskins. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before you get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
And at the 43-yard line.
First down, Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
First and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A give to Elliott. And they they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Dallas, Texas is the spot. 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
It's 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
At the 48-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. This one to Jarwin over the middle. And he's taken down inside the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice.
That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And that drive happened quickly, which is great because they scored the points, but then their defense has to come right back out on the field.
It is exciting, isn't it, for the offense to do that? The defense is saying, okay, that's cool, but let's not make it a habit. We need to get some rest sometime.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and...
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. From the 31, Haskins. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Haskins. Got an open man, finds Gibson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
And the Washington first down.
On play action, Haskins. He'll air this out deep for Harmon. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
33.
We're on to the fourth here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run forward with Elliott. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks.
That's good.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips. They're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and
on 2nd down. It's Elliott. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
on the carry. Tackle made.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Intended.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt.
Cowboys 36. Washington.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
They're on 17-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown.
today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a special Thanksgiving Day presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
This is Tony Pollard. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
You hear so many discussions about Dak Prescott. Is he one of the top quarterbacks in the league? Is he still ascending? What does he need to do to get there? All I know is that when he's in control of the Dallas offense, they were #1 in the league last year in terms of yards per play, and he was second in the league in passing yards with over 4,900. This guy gets it done, and his team really likes him as their leader.
The numbers for Zeke from last week: 19 carries, 80 yards.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott got his man there complete to Gallup. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 11 yards there, first down.
The 40-yard line.
On first down, Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Elliott.
That's 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on 3rd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Looking to throw, Haskins. Catch is made, it's Harmon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Gain of 10 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Complete.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. So first and goal now from the 7-yard line. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Geis, the ball carrier.
A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 11 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
Second down and goal. Haskins. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
This Cowboy defense looked ready for that third down pass. Brings up fourth.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Cowboys take over first and 10.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Second and 5 now. Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. On third down, Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott. That's good.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. It's a big play for the Cowboys on third. 52 yards. Here's Prescott. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. After the sack on first down, Prescott incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, but now it's third and goal.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll turn to Geis to start things out. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Elliott, the ball carrier.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
On the throwaway.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
of 22 yards.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. And yet again, Haskins is intercepted. Third time. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Haskins pass.
So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
At the 34-yard line.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
That one complete. Elliott. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due. And that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're in a 13-3 hole here now as they come up on first down. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Here's Haskins out of the gun. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss, but it'll be second down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's third down.
And 10 yards to go.
Again, it's Haskins. And open, it's Moss, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. Haskins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown.
Intercepted.
We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
So we've hit halftime on Turkey. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
I used to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Face mask. Defense.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Forced out to him, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Draw play, Elliott. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
A 13-yard gain brings up 3rd and a yard.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. C.D. Lamb, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
At the 25-yard line. Washington will take over first.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And right away, he'll look to throw. And by.
today. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a special Thanksgiving Day presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 71 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
First and goal from just inside the 5. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Washington.
The former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins ready to run the controls for the Washington offense.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. The intended receiver was Thaddeus Moss, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
From midfield now, Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
4-yard gain on the play. First down, Washington.
On 1st down, this is Geis. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He's brought down at the 20.
A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 11 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. On 2nd down and 4, Haskins.
And even though it's a short...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted.
What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Brings up
a 2nd and 11 from the 19.
19-yard line.
Prescott now. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play.
3rd and
but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
third and short yardage. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
That's good.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Elliott. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football.
Tackle made at his 48.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Prescott from the gun. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
A 50-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
Cowboys 10. Washington.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think.
And that's caught inside the 35. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
10. Washington, nothing.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a handoff. Geis going right. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Cowboys' 29-yard line.
From the 29, Haskins. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Got an open man, it's Harmon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
It's a gain of 10.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington has made this a one-score game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
25 yards.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Ball carrier.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Oh, boy.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for only a couple.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively, pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
On 3rd down, you'll give them that. You just want to make sure that you play the first down line. And they were able to get him down and force the punt.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Washington.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, it's Haskins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Antonio Gibson, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Haskins. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this carries into the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. 25-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And, Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual, because ordinarily when you set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
Yes, and he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Under pressure, and down he goes. Chase Young, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones, because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, go into pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised him a little bit running the ball.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB.
A loss of 5 yards.
Another try after the first down sack. Haskins. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down, Washington.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Kelvin Harmon, the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Throwing again, here's Haskins. He's going to let it go again. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Here we go with Geis. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On play action, Haskins, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone, looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
Number 17,
Terry McLaurin, as the first half is winding down. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Dustin Hopkins on.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
Come on, dog!
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Cowboys take over first and 10.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So you want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. On the handoff, it's Geis. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Again they run, again it's Geis. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
The ball carrier.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage, too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game. That punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself. Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
Brings up
one hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Washington will take over first and 10.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Haskins, he's got a man, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
1st down, Washington.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in his performance.
Jalen Smith tied for 6th in the NFL in tackles last year, and on the stop there.
2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins slings this deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he's way down into Dallas territory inside the Cowboy 15.
43 yards. And the Washington.
Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made by Jalen Smith.
Throwing on 2nd down. Haskins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Thaddeus Moss, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
10 yards on the
extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Now, that's the way to do it.
Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
That's good.
Prescott to the rookie Lamb. First down, Cowboys.
1st and 10.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. First down run with Elliott going to go for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
11 points.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now Prescott. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. See, it didn't seem like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Washington takes over first.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Able to hit his target well. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. Prescott yet again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Prescott's
That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any...
Yeah, that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety. It's a foot race. The 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
And he's able to put it through. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. Takes this about 5 yards deep. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll pass there over the middle to start things out. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
That's good.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Throwing. Prescott. It's caught. Cooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now. Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys get a bit closer.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt at minimum, filet at maximum.
You can't give the guy a skirt steak.
Filet, 10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Right. At their own 20-yard line.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep left sideline.
Haskins pass.
That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points, making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field, but guess what? This one's now just about over.
The Washington offense set to take over again. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Xavier Woods. Haskins pass.
Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the channel just yet. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. This to Jarwin. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Elliott complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The rookie CeeDee Lamb, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. One last shot now for Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Washington, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Dallas, their woes continue as the record falls now to 1-10. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.